Ron Burgundy, Channel 5 News Reporter, Primetime. And today we'll be discussing our world and going in depth of what our world looks like today. Topics listed, discussed will be government, education, homes, work, leisure, clothing, climate, environment, other life forms, and war with Italy right now. So, we will be interviewing citizens of our town without further ado. My friend Gary Ridgway. So Gary, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm 8th grade LA teacher,
Yep.
and kids are just not as smart as they were.
So what's the education look like nowadays?
Reading and writing is not as big as a topic
So
as it was
slacking in school?
years ago. They're just slacking.
I'm Ron Burgundy, and we're continuing on the topic, our world. We need to interview another citizen. So, what's your name?
My name Brad Knowles.
Okay, hey Brett Knowles. So, tell me, what is your living condition like nowadays?
Well, my house is very standard these days. We meet the guidelines of the patriotic advice.
Yeah.
Alright? And we got new technologies like 3D printing, pools. We have pools on every single level. Our couches are just very comfortable and they form to your body shape. And when you sleep, you have this thing so it makes you breathe very good. So that's where I live, and our houses are very great.
And what kind of pets do you have?
I have a pet pterodactyl. I have 3 pet dinosaurs, and I don't know if you'd count this as a pet, but I have a left shoe.
Ron Burgundy here with Brett Knowles again, discussing another topic on our world. And we got a question for you, Brent. What do you do for a living?
I work on dirt sickles. So the new dirt sickles are coming out with, they run on oxygen, and they don't burn any fuel, and no pollutants coming out of the dirt sickle. And they will go fast. They go like at least 100 miles per hour, depending on the size dirt bike you want. You got a XR50, you got a KX250, you got a DRZ 400. You got all those special types of dirt equipment.
Ron Burgundy here again with this topic, our world, and we've got to discuss the past citizen, Gary Ridgway. So Gary, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to play with my mechanical hound, and it's really cool because they help kids play, and there's actually a race at the racetrack on Saturdays, and they race mechanical hounds.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Oh, yeah.
So I had a question on the mechanical hound. When did this get released, and what's the impact on society?
It got released in 2052, and
So last year.
yeah, the impact on society is that it can help kids play a lot more so they can lose weight.
And
No.
I heard it helps
Exercise.
focus on exercise, and that if you disobey your parents, since kids our age are getting out of hand these days, that it will punish you.
Oh yeah, it'll give you a good punishment,
So,
and it's really good to have around.
yeah, how much do you know how much these cost?
I think they're a couple $1,000s, but it's definitely worth
And
it.
Brent Knowles on daily weather, and we have a question for you, Brent. So, what's your take on our weather and how it's affecting our planet?
Wow, today is a very nice day, like all the others have been this week. Well, in the past few months, we've been going through this thing called global warming, and it's very, very much impacting our daily lives because we are running out of water, and we still do have lakes and rivers, but
They're drying up.
they're just getting smaller every day because our water supply is just going way down because of rain, and our water levels are going like this, and they're just like,
And I just want to say, Brent, that overall through the years, our temperature has been getting toward the hundreds daily, and it should be staying that way, if not increasing, for the lifetime. Oh, yeah. Reporting for Channel 5, Ron Burgundy. Got a question for Gary Ridgway. So, Gary, how's our environment these days holding up?
It's pretty bad, Ron. I mean, the pollution, we're not recycling. There's too much pollution. And the landfills of the garbage just go way up,
Uh-huh.
We need to recycle everything that we can. and the pollution's bad. There's like smog.
But we are working on cars that are fueling off oxygen instead of
yeah, and not
fuel.
bad exhaust.
So that doesn't create bad exhaust in the air. So we are working on that, but also our environment. We need to focus on recycling and actually like caring about the environment.
Yeah, and we need to reduce the pollution a lot. In the water, it's dirty.
Mhm.
It's not clean.
And
all
make
of it.
sure you know what's going where. So like the top of water bottles are going in the trash can, and the water bottle itself is going in the recycle bin.
Gotta recycle.
So you just need to really focus on that time. And I've got a past citizen, Gary Ridgway, and I've got to ask you, Ridgway, what about these plants helps our environment?
Well, they're really cool, actually. You know, they help with the. They give off more oxygen. They help with the environment, and because they give off so much oxygen, and they just because there's less and less plants these days, that they just give off more oxygen to help compensate for the lack of plants.
Oh,
in
can I
the
interrupt you for
environment.
a second?
Yes.
Okay, so what about these plants makes them so sacred and different from past year's plants?
Well, it's just they're so big. They are really cool, and they help.
They help cars because
Cars run on oxygen, so they help.
and inside the bark, there's oxygen, and they can put it
Yes.
in the car fuel, and it's now helping the environment be less polluted.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy here, reporting live, Channel 5 News, talking to citizen Gary Ridgway. And I've got a few questions for Ridgway on the topic we're discussing about the war we're at with Italy right now. So Ridgway, tell me, what is your input on the war with Italy right now?
You know, it's pretty scary. I mean, it's been going on for a while now, and it needs to get over. It just needs to stop, you know. It's been going on for about 20 years.
They have been invading cities and little towns in the area, and now some people are on the run and staying away from the cities and going into the forest and stuff. And as you can see, the grass is burnt from explosions, and it's kind of not good. So
Very burnt. It's bad. This is actually a war zone, and Italy has attacked here many times, and it's not good. Its environment.
I just want to say though that hopefully in the next year or two we can wrap this war up and take home a victory, because the war has been going on for several years now. Here with Channel 5 News, prime time. I've got a few questions for Gary Ridgway. Well, Gary, what's your take on our country's democracy?
I think it's pretty great.
Cool.
It's pretty great.
Nice.
You know, it's getting better.
People are starting to think more,
People
using more
are-
technology.
Yeah, they're using the walls to communicate with the democracy.
I would agree. Ron Burgundy here, reporting live, Channel 5 News, prime time. And last discussion we're going to talk about today is the diseases and how they've been impacting our society and how they've changed through the years. So, in the past years, we've had many diseases, very deadly diseases, including STDs, HIV, etc. But I just want to say that scientists are almost there with eradicated all diseases, except leukemia is still out there in very prime time, and we're discussing our world. Last discussion of the day will be our environment and the overall planet quality. And basically, through the years, it's gotten dirtier and dirtier. But we do have new cars and plants that are giving off. The plants are giving off oxygen, and cars are not running on fuel, so it's causing less pollution. But overall, like I said, it's gotten very dirty because people don't recycle and they litter because they're careless. Ron Burgundy, Channel 5. Ron Burgundy, continuing the topic education. And we discussed earlier about how kids are slacking off and how this society has changed over the years. 50 years ago, society used to be different. We used to read books and think and question each other and argue and give good criticism. Now all we do is argue without good criticism and state our opinions without thinking of the other person. And school, and most of the time, most of the class doesn't show up. If we're lucky, we can have 5 to 10 students per class on a good day. And people just don't like to show up because they are careless and don't think it's worth their time because of the technology that is advanced and compared to the past 50 years.
Express yourself. Express yourself.